Hello, it's Warren Huart, and I am back with part two of Show Us Your Studio. This has been amazing. I can't believe how incredibly supportive you've all been. So please share and like, and let's help each other out. As you know, I am blessed to be able to do this for a living. And I started off with 2 cassette players, then 4 tracks, then ADATs, and then eventually DAWs. Oh, and I had some like Steinberg notator and all kinds of other stuff in the middle of that. But I started off in a home studio environment, and I've never ever assisted or went to music school. I've just done this because I love it, and I put my heart and soul into this. And I love YouTube because we're able to connect with other amazing people who are doing just the same thing that I did, how I built my career, and you're doing it now on your own. So in this second video, we have people from the Czech Republic, Bakersfield in California, Tucson, Arizona, Denmark, West Yorkshire, Queensland, Australia, more Queensland, Dresden in Germany, Atlanta, Georgia, North Carolina, more Germany, more Portugal, more Finland, Michigan, New Mexico, Paris, Dubai, Indonesia, more Canadians, Phoenix, Arizona, New York, Burbank, Brighton in the UK, Chicago, and Southeast London. I mean, all over the world, many other places as well. So thank you ever so much for watching this. This is going to be amazing.
Hello, Warren Huart with Produce Like a Pro. My name is Pariecee Mcgriff with 777 Recording Studios, and we are located here in Bakersfield, California. And I'll give you a quick rundown of our setup.
Sons up, that's for sure. Don't you know I'm gonna soak it up, get my cure. Well, you've been walking on a backbeat, I've been crawling up a side street. So soak it up, ready to go. I'm ready to go. So come on now, let's get a little less low. So come on now, let's get a little less low. So take it in and let it out. Miles to go. Load it in, downbeat, haul it out. On down the road. While you've been running on
That is the conclusion of this tour. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you can come out and check this place out, Warren. And if not, I enjoy your videos and I enjoy everything that you do. I'm definitely a huge fan of yours on Facebook and on YouTube especially. You've helped me through a lot of editing tricks. I'm always going to your YouTube channels for all your tricks, and I love your stuff, and I hope to be talking to you soon. Have fun.
Hi there, this is Craig at The Dove with my little studio tour. There's an amp corner, Cajon, Black Star Orange, SM57, Les Paul, little thin line telly with P90s, jazz bass. Then we have monitors, etc. Aventone Mix Cubes, KRK Rocket 8s, Marshall Stack obviously. Everybody needs one of them. Chaotic Eyeball on top there for vocals. Then we come down to the sort of main bit of stuff. We've got this MIDI keyboard, Ableton Push 1, Neve Portico 5017, DI and mic pre into Apollo Twin. Then there's Fanar, a big knob from Mackie to control the monitors, etc. The PreSonus fader port, trackball, etc. More monitors, harmonica, bits and pieces, and then my trusty Martin D28 acoustic. That's it, really. That's all that gets done. Cheers for now. Bye.
My name is Joshua Brandford. This is my very kind of, humble little bedroom studio. Over here, I just got my couple of Line 6 amps over there, some spiders. And then if you come over here to the recording equipment, we've got a very basic little Rode NT1A, couple of PreSonus monitors over here, and I got my laptop hooked up to the TV there for the double screen. Got a nice Focusrite Scarlett interface going into my computer. Little Yamaha keyboard that also goes into my computer as well. And then I got my assortment of guitars kind of lazily thrown about just because I use them so much, and then there's one more in there. So yeah, this is my home studio setup, just chilling on the side of my bedroom. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Welcome to SEMA Music Mix and Mastering. My name is Ricky Washer, and I own and operate the studio. I also record, mix, master, edit, pretty much the everything guy. I wanted to give you a short tour of my operation here. Starting with the mixer, this is the Mackie 8-bus, 24-channel, really clean mic pre's. That's the Audio Snake, which goes downstairs into a large living area, which is just ideal for tracking. Pretty much all tracking happens downstairs in that space. So this is pretty much my control room. And sound goes into my Tascam US 1608 audio interface. And as far as outboard gear, this recognizable green processor up on top is the Joe Meek VC5 Mequalizer, which is a parametric EQ, and it's just great for tracking. And I have the DBX 166 compressor, which I use also for tracking, mostly for dynamic control. I also have the ART Pro VLA2, which is a tube compressor. And this is actually a really good compressor. The release is slower, so I use it for some applications, not for everything. My mic pre's, let's see, I have the AR2 Pro MPA2. And it's a really good pre for the price. The VLA and the MPA, I swapped out the tubes, and they just both sound killer. And I have the Focusrite ISA2 preamp, which is a great preamp. These pre's go all the way back to about the 80s. They were originally in a couple of very important pieces of gear manufactured by Focusrite, the Studio and Forte consoles. So really good pre's. I love them. They sound great. This is my patch bay. Both TRS and my XLR patch bay. Bring everything together here. Now for monitoring, I use the KRK Rocket 8s. I've had these monitors for several years now. These are the first generation, and I love them. They sound awesome. They just sound huge. I have, I believe these are PreSonus desktop monitors, which I use as my second reference. And of course my computer speakers, which is an additional reference for mixing. I record and mix with Pro Tools, and I do my editing and a lot of my mastering, most of my mastering actually, in Adobe Audition CS6, which is a great DAW. Completely different from Pro Tools, but it has a certain workflow for doing very specific things that I really like. I use the Novation MIDI controller, mostly for recording VST instruments. Here, a couple of guitar processors, the Line 6 PODXT Pro, and there's the Digitech GSP 2101, which I bought brand new back in like 1994. This is a Marshall Anniversary Series cabinet, which I also purchased back in about the late 80s, early 90s, which is for sale, by the way. So if you're interested, let me know. I want to take you into my mic locker. Let me see. I got a pair of AKG C414s. I got a couple of Mojave MA201s. Really good mics. For kick, room, I've used them on acoustic guitars. Really nice. This is a Rode NT2000. Audix DP7 drum mics. Very, very good drum mics. I have a few extra D2s also in there for miking bigger kits. This is an old CAD tube mic, which sounds really awesome on which I use occasionally. My all-time favorite vocal mic, SM7. And here's a pair of Shure SM81s, which are my favorite mics for acoustic instruments. I use those quite a bit. And these are some spare 57s, 58s, a couple of DIs, just little odds and ends, some accessories here. Some guitars up there, guitars down here. No studio's complete without a weight bench. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So look us up, www.simamusicstudio.com, 520-313-4852. Thank you very much for watching this video.
Alright, hello and welcome. This is Mads from Denmark, Copenhagen. This is my room, actually, my small modest room. This is where I 6 months ago started recording my band's music. So I started buying all kinds of stuff. I play keyboards in a Toto inspired band. We wanted to try and do it ourselves, so yeah, this is it.
this is AJ from Hazard Sound. This is my studio.
This is our humble but productive studio. We have an old Soundcraft desk I love to record drums through. We use a Digi 003 as our main interface for our Mac Pro. We use TLA 5050 monotube preamps, 11 rack. I'm a drummer and I use Tama, Ludwig and Roland live and here in the studio. We also love our Roland RD800 and Juno G keyboards. We have some very low budget guitars, Samick Electric, there's Kort and Yamaha basses, and my favourite, the Yamaha 79 FG Acoustic. I have another room upstairs where I do a lot of my mixing. I have a 003 desk and my trusty old Tascam monitors. This has been a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.
Hey everybody, here's my recording and mix setup. My name's Richard Fuster, aka Rich Saculus on YouTube, and here's a little demo rig and mixing rig. I mainly play guitar, so that's my main 7-string. I probably can't see that worth a damn. That's my main 8 and 6-string. Snark tuners. There's the i3 laptop that can't handle bias effects worth a damn, so I got another laptop which can. That I got used for $200. There's 16 gigs of RAM in there and it works just fine. DAW of choice is Reaper. This has some sort of modernish skin on it. Essentially, that's my interface. R16. If I program drums, I use the Arturia. Mainly I use that for all the knobs. I have that set up for a lot of mixing channel stuff, like the stuff on the left will do low pass, stuff on the far right will do high pass. Also, a lot of the pads can be used as switches. There's my bare bones, the weakest keyboard that ever works fine, has been reliable. Let's see, got the backup hard drives back in there. Way too much USB, more USB. The iLock that's worth more than my car. There's the there's basically what everything is recorded to, that solid state drive. Monitors or Equator D5s. They don't really have a lot of low end, but their imaging and mids, basic, it's just amazing. Over here is my main demo bass. There's my, essentially my DI bass chain, compressor, chorus, and microtubes B7K for that added grit. Here's one of my guitar DI chains. Another one is going straight into the interface, and then I have another DI, so I could have 4 people playing stringed instruments in here. This is my Make Noise toys. They're fun. I got the drum machine on like sale for stupid cheap. That whole Wolf series is kind of weak, in my opinion, but that's what it is. I'm using the world's cheapest Behringer mixer as my monitor controller. Got some Orlex and some other foam up here, just taming first reflections. I also have some foam behind the speakers to try to cut down on slapback. Regular bedroom studio.
Hi guys, I'm Josh Salant of Salant Sound Studios, and I thought I'd give you a little tour of how the studio works. So, this is my studio over here. Mainly do a lot of tracking and a lot of mixing. We do a lot of projects with a lot of different clients, and we have a lot of fun. Just wanted to show you some of the gear I have and what I use and how I use it. Right now we're in the live room, and I do a lot of drum tracking here. So I have my Yamaha Stage Customs from probably around 2004 or so. They're like a mixed wood of birch and mahogany, and it's really, really good. So what I do is I have 24 lines in the live rooms that I have, and really the way I have it set up is everything is kind of ready to go and plugged in. I could adjust, you know, what lines go into what pre's in the control room with the patch bay. But here's like a basic setup for 5-piece rock band. You know, we do like, I have like 12 mics on the drums. Might be a little overkill for some, but it definitely gives me options and I don't have to use all of it. But I got a D112 inside the kick, a sub kick outside. I got the snare mic'd with a 57. The bottom, I have a E604 by Sennheiser, as well as all 4 toms. And I have the Rode NT4s on a spaced pair, just shooting straight down. Overheads set up, really nice stereo image with that. And then I have this set of room mics in mid-side. So I have the, who makes this again? This is my buddy, gave this to me, and it's really good. Sterling Audio, it's a tube mic. And I use that as the mid, and I have a cheapo Nady ribbon, which actually sounds great for the sides. And it really helps to get a nice stereo image and really can get some sloshiness out of the drums when you need, or just a nice stereo room sound. So what I usually do is I usually have the drummer in the room being fully mic'd up. Bass player stands here, and he's going into my radial DI box, and he's also going into a cab in isolation in a little ISO booth here, which I have. It's actually behind this door here with a Chili Peppers poster. Solid core door. Got line of sight, which is always good. And so that's one of the ISO booths for guitar. Here's another one. In here I have a Marshall 1968 cab with mic'd up. It's also all my drum equipment and storage and stuff, but it's mic'd up with the 57 and a ribbon hooked up in stereo setup, and I try to keep them phase aligned and adjust as necessary. But so basically what happens is when another guitar player's in here, he'll go through any one of these amps. I have like a Plexi picked up from my buddy James Lugo, who lives in Nashville now and runs his studio. And I have my Marshall JCM 2000, which is a 3-channel workhorse for everything. And my brother's rig, 5150, great for metal, great clean. And I have my Fender Twin from '79, my dad's twin. And my dad also had this in the garage. I'm really lucky that he's a musician. A Rhodes Mark 1. I think it's from 77, I believe, if I remember correctly. And over here I got my main vocal mic, which when we track live, we usually do this in the control room. It's a TLM 103, which really works nicely for what I use it for. And I have a couple other mics. My Sterling works great for acoustics, and the Ribbon I've even used to mic up like an acoustic bass or an acoustic bass guitar, all kinds of stuff, trumpets, trombones. So I got that and the Fathead. So these are the tools that really help me get tracking done. 90% of the sound is always in the live room for me, and then the rest happens here, the control room. Yay! So I don't use a lot of gear, definitely an in-the-box guy, but I do believe in a nice analog front end. So some of the gear that I use, I'm running Logic Pro 10, which works great. And I'm using some stuff in the front end. I'm using a UA 4710D for my guitars and bass. I'm using the UA LA610 with the LA2A style compressor for vocals, which really does 90% of the vocals that we track. You can really put anything through it, it'll sound great. And the drums go through my Focusrite Liquid Sapphire 56. And that's ADAT into that, and that's ADAT into that. So we have 24 lines total, and it comes out into this little patch bay here. It's a little patch bay. You know, everything is half normal, so I can just patch things out, patch things in a little bit differently. The way that this works is, this is top row is the studio lines, and bottom is the preamps, so a lot of stuff is already half normal, ready to go. I could just break it if need be. As for other pre's, I actually have an Aphex 207 2 pre that's in the shop right now, and I have the Golden Age Pre 73, which gives you that Navy type sound. I use it for like bass DI and sometimes vocal or snare, even if you really want to get it cranked. But besides that, I really don't use any analog outboard gear. I do a lot of digital stuff. Everything's in the box. I use this controller that my buddy hooked me up with, and it has all the VCAs on it, so I could really I could do all kinds of fader rides or sends or pans or whatever. It's got all my transport, and this is probably the most, even though it's a glorified mouse, it's the most used piece of equipment here, and it really makes the job a lot easier. And over here I just have a little monitor station. I really mainly use it for talkback, and also I have ST2, the other line, that's kind of listening to this hearback system here, which is great because everybody can dial in their own headphone mix without bothering anybody else. So if a drummer wants a lot of click, he can crank it up without the singer having to hear it. So I just send all these lines pre-fader, and everybody gets their own mix, and I have like 6 of these, and they're really great because they work with Cat5 cable. They're powered, and it sends all the lines right through that Cat5 cable, which makes stuff way easier, less wall warts, more outlets to spare, more outlets for guitar amps. Oh, I didn't show you. This is my buddy Taylor's guitar amp. This is the Fender Excelsior. Very good. My little guitar research cab with 8s in it, which are actually very nice because they give you a nice mid-range, which is really cool. I have a Silvertone head. I forgot what the exact model is, but it's a great head, a tube head, and that's in the shop too. Some gear, one of the caveats of running a studio is, as things get used, they're going to have to be maintained. That's about it. It's been fun, and if you guys feel free to leave any comments, and especially if you're in Brooklyn, if you're in Canarsie, feel free to come by anytime. Just give me a call. I'll leave my info in the notes and stuff, and I hope you guys had fun, and I'll keep you in the loop, and you keep me in the loop. Okay, take care. Bye.
So this is the walkthrough of my studio. I use UFX from RME with RME's Octamics. Use a Mac Pro, Cubase 8.5, DIN Audios, VM6 Mark IIIs. Have an Engel Fireball 100 guitar amplifier, Line 6 Helix for the guitar effects. I have a Darkglass B7K for bass. My cramped little drum room gets the job done. Doesn't sound all that great, but okay. Have a little soldering station for when my cables need some fixing. And in here is my vocal booth and guitar booth. I have my Engel Pro 412 cabinet mic'd up with a Heil PR30, Shure SM57. Up here I have a Neumann U87, U89, an Active Audio MTC3, MTC10 actually, tube microphone, and Shure SM7B. Up here is a AKG C414.
Hello Warren and everybody, my name is Marcus, I'm from Finland and this is my studio. It's called Saarni Studio. I also do another kind of musical activity here under the name Saarni Music, and besides that we also have a record label, Saarni Records. We have 2 releases out, more coming. There's the artwork for the first one. And let's see, the live room, it's 45 square meters. Pretty small, but it gets the job done. And for recording, we use Toft Audio ATB32 analog mixing desk with great sound. It goes into Motu 828 interface with 24 inputs and outputs. I think that's enough. It goes into Reaper, monitor it with Adam A5 and Adam Sub 8. There's also some cool paintings over there. So that's about it. Hope you liked it.
This is northern New Mexico in the winter. It's the lobby of Spider-Man Studios. It's the entrance, it's the basement studio. Down the stairs, past some paraphernalia. To the right is the control room. Mixing tape on the door. My AMEC console, monitors, Dynaudios, and Tascam desktop. You might recognize the song. There's some YSM monitors and a soffit. And a bunch of rack gear, some of it cheap, Behringer, some of it better. And then there's a little couch. And down the hall, which is just a few steps, and on the left is the isolation booth, which is set up with tie lines and headphone sends, instrument sends. Soundproofed. It's 4x6, so you can get a guitar and a person in here. And then the cutting room is here. It's about 16 by 18, and soundproofing on the walls. The back wall is a frame set out a foot from the concrete with insulation and heavy fabric. My pearl Franken set that I got for free, basically. And microphones and cords and effects pedals and a couple of amplifiers. Great 30, which I really like, and Rivera 3012, which I really, really like. I started with a bare concrete room and built this out. There's some guitars and a keyboard and a control room. That's pretty much it.
Hey, it's Ilan. Excuse my English. I'm in Paris, France, and here's my bedroom studio. This is a studio side, bedroom. So the studio is based around the audience interface and Pro Tools. I'm mixing in the box, but I'm tracking like with small amount of hardboard gear. I have like BAE 312, it's like AP preamp, and Huart connection, the Brute, it's a opto limiter. Mix cube, Equator D5, coaxial monitors, they're really good, sounds really good. I have the camper for all the guitar tone, reamp and stuff. A DI I made, it's cinematic transformer. Audio-Technica headphones, I have more headphones on the other side. Headphones. A-Mill preamp, DIY. Headphone preamp. Tube microphone, condenser. 200. Laptop for its portable setup. Hello filter by Aston. This is really good. SM7 mic. Some more converter pedals. I have a lot more gear here. And on the other room I have two cabs. Guitar cabs. Fancy guitar cab, UK made, Zilla. This one is Creamback M, I guess, like the two. And this one has one Creamback M and one V30 on it. And that's pretty much about it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cedric McDonald, and today I'm going to show you guys the recording and mixing setup of my band called Incipient. And yes, it happens to be my bedroom. Bring on the stereotypes, right? But yeah, we both are 17, we're both in high school, but I think we've been able to make do on a part-time work budget and create a place where we can make the music that we love. So let's get to it. Alright, so upon entry and immediately to the right, we see my collection of guitars that I use on the incipient stuff. So starting right here, we have a Seagull Solid Wood Series acoustic guitar, and then we have a Squier Strat right there. And right here we have a Fender Mexican Telly. Sounds great, that's my main guitar that I use on incipient. Behind that we have a Gibson LPJ, it's the 120th anniversary edition in vintage rub. Behind that guy we have a high-strung Samick, which was about $100 in the 90s, so it sounds pretty good. And over here we have a Fender P-Bass, and behind the door there's a PV Raptor hiding in there. So moving right along, this is our main vocal mic, it's a Rode NT1A. It's got the shock mount and the pop filter. It's sitting right above the recording chair right there. So moving right along to the rig, we've got a Steinberg UR44 running into Logic Pro 10 out through a pair of JBL LSR 305s. We've got an iRig Keys Pro running in for all of our MIDI needs. We got a wireless Logitech keyboard and a mouse. Pretty standard. Right over here is my U-Turn Orbit turntable, and under that a vintage Kenwood amp out through this pair of Technics, I think it is, that I found at King of Trade. And right over there is a vintage turntable. It's pretty cool. Got it from my great-grandmother. And of course, piece de resistance, je ne sais quoi. It's my bed. Yeah, I think we're done here. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this little studio/room tour of the production space of Incipient. I will also be submitting a link to our song Stay on SoundCloud so you can listen for free. The rest of our EP, In Memory of False Thoughts, is available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and the rest of them, if you'd like to check that out. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Hello! There are thousands of producers, mixers, and composers in the world with home studios, and this is quite literally one of them. But what makes this place unique? Let's find out. My mix room is nestled in the heart of Phoenix, Arizona, in an apartment complex which takes guests usually 3 attempts to locate. It not only boasts high-quality conversion with the Merging Happy interface, but also high-quality monitoring, graphics, and even an iLock. Mixing and production work in this simple studio is often a serene experience with its fine-tuned acoustics, wonderful view out the window, and friendly surroundings. The work I do here consists of writing, producing, and mixing of pop songs, as well as classical music. In fact, the background music for this video provides an example of some of the projects by yours truly.
Searching for useless banter. Well, the train that I ride on is 100.
I hope you've enjoyed the studio tour. This is Eric Shu Music. Thank you.
Hi, Pete Calandra here. I'm a New York City-based film and television composer, keyboard player, recording artist, and music educator. Today, I'd like to give you a brief tour of my project studio located in my apartment on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. My studio is based around a Pro Tools HD rig running on a Mac Pro, networked to 2 additional Mac Pros that host my sample libraries and other virtual instruments. My desk has a sliding tray for my main keyboard controller, which is a Yamaha CP4. The 2 iPads here are touch screens that I use to enhance my workflow. One is hosting MIDI CC faders that I created in Touch OSC to control the performance of my VIs, and the other is running the fabulous Pro Tools Control app. Moving away to my audio interface, I'm using an Avid Omni I/O and have a backup system with a Focusrite Scarlett. My monitor speakers are Focal CMS50s, and I have a subwoofer on the floor in the back of my desk. I'm using 2 monitors, one to view Pro Tools and the second for films and anything else I may need to view. Here in the dark under my monitor resides a JDK EQ24, and moving over to the right, my speaker controller is an SPL2 control. In this rack is an API 5500 EQ and a JDK compressor. Here are a couple of pedals made by Eventide and Strymon that I patch into my system for outboard ambient effects. Moving over to this rack, I use a Mesa Transatlantic and Rivera Rock Crusher recording to capture electric guitars. Below that is my patch bay and mic pre's by Summit and Grace, as well as a TL Audio tube processor. Moving across the desk now to what I call my analog corner, I have a bunch of mono synths here. On the top of this rack is the reissued Model D by Moog. Below that is the new Tom Oberheim 2-Voice Pro. Living in the bookcase are 2 synths. On the bottom we have a Moog Sub 37 that I control from inside of Pro Tools using their great plugin, and on top of that an Ovation Bass Station 2. Across the living room, we'll find living on top of my piano, we'll find a Korg MS-20 desktop, which is a really great sounding synth. Last but not least, we have my favorite part of the studio, which is my 2000 Yamaha DC7A Conservatory Grand Piano with the built-in Disklavier system. This is a 7'6" grand piano, and the Disklavier is incredibly useful for capturing and recording performances anytime. Looking across the room, you can see I've got quite a bit of acoustic treatment. Between the bookcases, the treatment, the carpet, the couch, I've got a great sound in this room. And plus, a bonus, a sky view in New York City, which is really rare. Hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.
So thank you ever so much for watching. Part number 3 coming up very soon. This has been really incredible. I really love this community. Have a marvelous time recording and mixing.